Welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, keep up to date with what I'm trying to put out there for you guys. So, wow, some huge things have happened over the last few days. We are currently just finished day 3 of the CrossFit Games for the individuals and the team competitors. And I just wanted to talk about a few things that have happened over the last few days. So the first thing, Cara Pierce. So right before day 1 of the competition, Cara Pierce tested positive for COVID, which means that she had to medically withdraw from the competition. Now, I mentioned previously that Bethany Shadburn had tested positive. Now, those two are training partners. They also traveled to the CrossFit Games together, so they were in close proximity with each other, which has caused Cara to get COVID as a result of being with Bethany at the CrossFit Games. We don't know who they got it from or how they got it, but with it being all over the world at the moment, it's very easy to contract, especially when they're just moving around in places. Now, Danielle Brandon, she is still competing. So whilst she is training partners of those two, she hasn't tested positive yet. So she's subjected to testing every single day. She also competes in an individual lane by herself, away from her fellow competitors. And she may not have actually contracted positive, because from what I recall from what I saw on social media before when they were heading to the Madison, I believe that Danielle Brandon didn't travel with Bethany and Cara. So maybe that was why she hasn't tested positive for COVID yet. Speaking of COVID, so on their way to America, Cara Saunders contracted COVID, so she tested positive when she arrived over in America. And then when she first got to the games, she actually tested negative. Now, she was really struggling in those first few events on day 1 of competition. It was quite obvious that something wasn't right with her. It was almost like as though she had severe jet lag or something like that, where she just couldn't keep pushing through those barriers. Now, that's not like Cara Saunders. Usually she's a really strong, dominant athlete. Then her husband, Matt Saunders, he put up a post talking about how, Cara is obviously suffering from the aftermath of having COVID. So her lung capacity is at like 10% or something. And she did explain that when she was running or doing any exercises, she felt like she was just completely out of it. And there's quite a few pictures going around where she was doing the bar muscle-ups and her lips are pretty much blue. Now, that's a very clear sign that she obviously isn't getting enough oxygen while she was exercising. So this has actually caused Cara to have to withdraw from the CrossFit Games, so she was only able to complete day 1 of the competition. Now, this year has actually been a huge amount of competitors who have actually had to withdraw. Alright, so Denny Spiegel is another one who's had to withdraw from the CrossFit Games due to an injury. So she was completing event 5, which was the 4 rounds for time, 4 rope climbs, 400 meter ski erg, and then the sandbag carry. Now, it's believed that on the first round of that workout, she came down from one of the rope climbs and she twisted her ankle quite bad. There could be potential ligament damage, as she isn't able to weight bear at all. And we noticed as she was running down the field and stuff, she was actually limping a lot and trying not to put any pressure on that. She did almost finish that workout. However, after that, she then had to medically withdraw from the competition. Also, Adrian Munweiler, he has had to withdraw from the competition due to a wrist injury. Sean Sweeney, he had to withdraw due to illness. It's not COVID related. He said he just got really sick and has not been able to be himself throughout the competition, and decided that it was better off that he actually withdraw from the competition. Now, after those, so on day 1 of competition, Tia won the first 3 events of the competition. Then the last event was the thrusters and the wall walks. Everyone was like, yep, Tia's going to do a clean sweep of day 1. However, Mallory O'Brien, the young 17-year-old up-and-comer, absolutely proved that she deserves to be on that floor. So she won that event, and she won it in great fashion. She didn't break up a single set of thrusters. She was the only female athlete to go unbroken on all of the thrusters throughout the workout. She also had no problem whatsoever with those wall walks. She looked comfortable the whole time, and it was really cool to see her come out on top in a workout that is very kind of classic CrossFit style-esque workout, okay? So she did take away that clean sweep of day one from Tia Claire Toomey. However, after saying that, Tia is still clearly the most dominating female CrossFitter of all time. So she is still out there. She's still atop of the leaderboard. She has worn that leader jersey since day one, and we're at day 3 now with one more day of competition, and she's not going to be relented at all. So one other athlete I want to talk about is Annie Thorosotta. So a year ago, Annie had just given birth to her daughter Freya, and now she's back competing at the CrossFit Games. And not only is she just competing, she is sitting within podium contention. So after day 3, so we've now had 12 events, she's sitting 4th, and she's only 10 points behind Kristen Halter, which is really cool to see. Like, it's incredible to know. So Annie was at the very first CrossFit Games. So she's actually competed in 3 different decades of CrossFit Games now. And she's still amazing, still good. She is still up there, she is still pushing, and she wants to get back on that podium and prove that to mums around the world especially, okay, that you can take a year off and you can have a baby and you can come back and you can still be one of the best, which is awesome to see. Now I want to talk about Walham Mulheris. My God, this kid is incredible. Insane. Like, so good. He is definitely one to watch in the future. So back when Jay and I went to the CrossFit Games in 2017, we actually met him. So I remember we had literally just watched the snatch ladder of the individual men's, and then we went over to there used to be a second arena that was set up, and the masters and teens, they all competed in a different arena at the CrossFit Games. It wasn't like this year where everyone competed in the Coliseum and it was on different days and stuff. It was actually a whole nother arena. And anyway, we went over there and we wanted to watch the teens doing the snatches and stuff. And we just remember looking over in the crowd and seeing this kid who had loaded the exact same snatch weight on his barbell as what Matt Fraser had just won the individual men's event with out on the main floor. Okay, and then this kid that no one knew just snatches this weight, and it's the exact same weight as what Matt Fraser just snatched, and then casually just does a little dab after it, and everyone was just like, this is insane. I cannot believe back then that this wasn't spoken about more, because it was incredible to watch. So
approaching the mark on that at 296 pounds.
However, this year at the CrossFit Games, he has made a statement. So in that heavy clean ladder with the run, okay, he just blew the field away, dominated that event, definitely showed that he is a strong athlete. Then again in the snatch ladder, and I love his posts on social media afterwards that he's come to win. He also made mention that he wore no belt, no ollie shoes, just general shoes. So good on him, because he is definitely putting it out there, and he's sitting in the top 10, which is cool to see. And he's just funny, super funny. So yeah. All right. The last thing I want to talk about is our teams. Oh my God. Okay, no offense to Australian teams, but in CrossFit, we usually suck, okay? I don't know what it is, but we seem to be really great when we're here in Australia. And then when we get to the CrossFit Games, we just don't do well. Like, it's just like as though, I don't know, like in the past, we've never had a really good, strong team that stayed within that podium contention of possibility, maybe getting onto the podium. We've never even had an Australian team on the podium. So this year, we are very close. I mean, it's an Australia or New Zealand team, because we do have 64 plus 64 CrossFit there, which is 64 Army Gold, who won the Torian Pro. So they obviously, if they win, they're still in the Pacific region. Okay, so we're obviously going to be supporting them as well, and we class them as Aussies anyway. Okay, so let's have a look at the Aussies and New Zealand teams for this year. So for event 1, our side got 5th, 64 Army Gold got 14th, Urban got 6th. Event 2, our side got 16th, 64 Army got 5th, Urban got 3rd. Event 3, our side got 18th, 64 Army Gold got 19th, Urban got 4th. Event 4, our side got 5th, 64 Army got 4th, Urban got 18th. Event 5, our side got 14th, 64 Army got 2nd, Urban got 12th. Event 6, our side got 20th, 64 Army got 4th, Urban got 7th. For event 7, this one was super cool. Our side got 26th, 64 Army got 8th, however Urban got 1st, which was the first team for the whole competition of the weekend that Mayhem Freedom didn't win. So one of our Aussie teams took the win for that event, and it wasn't CrossFit Mayhem. Awesome. Then event 8, our side got 16th, 64 Army got 19th, Urban got 14th. Event 9, our side got 26th, 64 Army got 19th, Urban got 22nd. Then event 10, our side's got 3rd, 64 Army's got 17th, Urban's got 16th. And right now, with only one more day of competition, we've got plus 64 CrossFit, so 64 Army Gold. They are sitting in 4th place, only 22 points out of podium contention, okay? But with 3 events still to go, it could be anyone's, okay? And then we've got CrossFit Urban, they're sitting 8th. They're 667 points, so they still are in contention for a podium spot over 3 events, because a lot can change in a couple of events, especially now that we're down to 20 teams, which means that there's going to be a bigger points gap between each team. And then our side are sitting 12th, and they're on 560 points. So whilst they might not be in contention for a podium, they can probably sneak in, if they possibly can, into the top 10, which is awesome. So just looking at stats over the last few years, okay, so back in 2016, our highest finish for a team was CrossFit Melbourne, with they finished 33rd, and then 2017 was they also finished 33rd in 2017. This was Reebok CrossFit Frankston's team. Then in 2018, Reebok CrossFit Frankston came 10th, which is pretty cool. They were up in the top 10, which is awesome. That's the highest we've ever had. And then 2019, Exterminators got 11th, and Project X finished 14th. So hopefully, if everything goes to plan, we might get a Pacific team onto the podium for the first time ever at the CrossFit Games, which will be incredible. So fingers crossed for those guys. I'm really cheering for them, and good luck to everyone else who's competing. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I really hope you guys enjoyed what I've been putting out there. If you have, make sure you drop a comment down below. Hit that like button, subscribe, keep up to date with what I'm trying to do. Awesome. Thanks again, guys. See ya.